Welling United Freeview is sponsored by WooSA.
Okay, here with Welling manager Jody Brown. Jody, I suppose you'd be glad to see the back of Dover now. But on a serious note, what did you make of today's performance?
Without being overly critical, because Dover are exceptionally good at what they do, I thought there was only really one team who were looking to retain any sort of possession. I was really pleased with the improvement from the first game to the second game. We forced them to change their shape because of how easily we were getting out in the back four. And I didn't think there was much between the two teams. They didn't have a lot in open play. It's always disappointing to concede from set plays. You always feel as though it's a bit soft when it's a set play, but it's something Dover are obviously very, very good at. We know that they've obviously worked on it. They're well drilled at it, and that's why they're now 16 games unbeaten. But if you ask me, was there progress between the first game at Dover and then this game? I feel as though Dover know they had a tough game today. We asked a lot of questions, but it's very hard when it's not an excuse, but we've got 13, 14 players, and we've lost a lot of goals. Buteman, Marsh have gone in recent weeks, and you're looking at the game. I'd love to see statistics. I think it's probably 60-40 possession in our favour, but cutting edge around the penalty area, getting shots away around the penalty area is something that's lacking, even when we get in good areas, and that's what happens when you lose your goal scorers. Did we
at times today, and certainly in the first half, struggle to keep the ball as well as you'd like though?
Yeah, we're going to, because this is a transitional period. I heard a lot of talk about the way the team played and that they like to play out, but maybe not the same way I like to play out. I think it was questionable. I don't think the boys were comfortable in retaining the ball as much as I thought coming there, and I've watched that grow over the 3 games, and I actually thought as the game went on, our possession, our use of the ball, the way we got out, the way we created the overload on the left hand side was very, very good. And I really do believe with a bit of cutting edge, which unfortunately we've lost, and there's absolutely nothing we've been able to do about it in the last week. It's hard to replace. How do you replace Buteman and Marsh when all you've got to turn to is teenagers who have never played before? They're irreplaceable, aren't they? Unless you can go into the transfer market. So looking
at the game, first half, fair to say, bit of a scrappy affair, getting to know each other, kind of the teams.
Do you think there's ever a game that Dover are involved in that isn't scrappy? I'm being honest. I've watched the footage and I've watched them over 2 games. They play 2 touch, don't they? They put it back in the mixer, you clear it, they go on the second ball. I don't think you're going to have a free-flowing, open game of football against Dover, and that's credit to them. That's credit to them. They don't allow teams to just play their game, and it's always going to make for a scrappy affair.
Do you think they stopped us playing at times then?
Yeah, of course they did, but they're stopping everyone playing, aren't they? They're 16 games unbeaten. But I do think I love the chance to look back at the highlights, because I think we retained the ball into the final third. We got into the final third countless times, and we're just lacking cutting edge. We're lacking cutting edge. We're lacking a bit of know-how. We're lacking a bit of cleverness in the final third of the pitch, where obviously is where it matters. But like I say, how do you replace the players that have gone when we're tied to this transfer window? You can't.
So a major disappointment to give away the first goal into the second half from a corner. That's going to be a disappointment.
Yeah, completely free header, wasn't it? And someone didn't pick up their man, and it cost us. It's, like I said right at the start, you always feel when the 2 goals you've conceded are from set plays, you just feel as though it's such a fine margin, and you're going to be disappointed. Have we worked on set plays? The answer is no. How can we? We've had 1 training session, a warm down session. I've seen enough to know that we're going to improve massively. We will improve massively. I've told the boys today, we've debriefed the game, but the overall message is don't go home disappointed and feeling like we've lost again, because we lost the game, but the improvement over the 7 days, I personally feel has been very, very good.
Yeah, and obviously after the first goal, we showed signs of getting back in the game. We made the substitution with Kieran coming on, and I felt as though it opened it up for us. Do you agree?
I think we was always in the game. I don't think Dover were hurting us in possession, and I think we were showing good constructive build-up up until the final third. Then Charlie was getting it. It's hard for Charlie up there. Should Charlie be playing 90 minutes every single game? He's done well, but It'd be nice to throw on another forward with 20 minutes to go. It'd be nice to mix it up, maybe throw someone up who drops into the hole, maybe throw a big man on. We haven't got those options. So play was breaking down in the final third because they're big, robust, well organised back four. But play up to the final third was very, very good, and I think you're going to see a big improvement, and I think that we will start converting that possession into goals once we have time to work together and also bring in new players.
And you touched on it earlier though, you can't wait to get on the training field to work on set plays.
We haven't worked on it, so we're going off what the boys remember from what they did before and just talking through things in the dressing room. That's not the same as actually working on it. Again, that was a disappointing goal. It wasn't a particularly good set play, was it? It got cleared to the edge of the box and we were there and we just made a poor decision. Should have just helped it on, but had a touch, got it nicked, and he smashed it in. I think he's hit about 8 bodies, hit the post, come back out, hit someone and gone in. It's hardly a good goal, and they're the fine margins of the game that we're involved in, isn't it?
So let's look at the starting lineup. You had Henry in goal again today. Is it continuity left the factor there?
Well, how do you drop him? How do you drop him after you get a clean sheet against Torquay? Distributed the ball very, very well against Torquay. I think if you drop him, and what message are you sending to people? No matter what happens, you come in the side, I'm just going to leave you out anyway because I've got players that I favour. I think you've got to create a culture where people know that if they come in the side and do the job that's asked, they've got half a chance of retaining the shirt.
Sam Corn played at right back. I thought he had a good game. And also, how's Barney Williams?
Barney's out for 2 to 3 weeks minimum. Sam Corn done well. But again, it emphasises the scenario we're in, that we don't have another defender at the club to put at right back, that you're putting a centre midfielder at right back. But I think he learnt from his first experience doing it against Torquay. He was much improved. He took on board all the information, and I thought he had an exceptional game for a boy who's not a right back.
One player we've got out on loan at the moment is Rod Young. He's been at Bishop Stortford. Have you been in touch with Rod? Is he in your thoughts?
Rod will be called back after today. We couldn't call him back today. But he'll come back and we'll have a look at him. I know Rod because I worked at Norwich when he was in the youth set up there. We'll call him back and we'll see whether or not he can add to the group, see what kind of form he's in.
When we last spoke, we were a little bit unsure about when we could sign players, and obviously you've got a list as long as your arm, no doubt, to come in. Do you now know when you can bring players in, and obviously will there be any additions anytime soon? 3rd of January we can sign players. We're trying to get people in for the 4th against Forest Green, but it's going to be very difficult because we can't sign them until the 3rd. We've got 7-day approaches in for 3 or 4 boys that aren't under contract, because obviously we haven't got a budget to go out and buy players. So we've got a few 7-day approaches in. Once the 7 days are up, we can bring those boys in if they agree. And we're speaking to a few boys that are clubless at the moment, the experienced players that we're hoping to bring in as well. So I suppose rating chances for Forest Green and any new additions? If we can get the paperwork done and the clearances and things like that, then there's potential that 1 or 2 might be involved. Having sort of been in the job a couple of weeks now, and having looked through the fixture list, are there games that you've targeted as sort of not must win, but you feel as though we can pick points up here and there? Not really. It's not really how I work. At the moment, all I could do is come in and learn about the players. I've had 7 days and 3 games. I had to come in, learn about the players. That's what I'm doing. They're hopefully learning about me. I feel as though the dressing room's already improved, because it's an awkward situation. You come in, they've had the same manager 5.5 years, you walk in, they've never seen you on the training ground, you walk into a game scenario, it's an awkward situation for everyone, but I feel as though that's improving. I feel as though you can see a change in philosophy. I'm not talking about a massive change, but I watched the Ebbsfleet game, and the Dover game I didn't really have anything to do with, in all honesty. The coaching staff helped pick the team, and I was there to learn really the Dover game. But I think you can see a clear improvement in our how well we retain the ball and the shape that we've got with the ball. But I'll keep harping back to it. If you lose Harry Buterman and you lose Tyrone Marsh and whoever else you've lost, I don't know who else was scoring goals at the club up to that point. I've looked at the statistics. They were scoring your goals. Unfortunately, you've been left in the lurch by letting Buterman go, not replacing him. Marsh going in this window, and we don't have the opportunity to replace him. So it's made it very, very difficult. And you can see in the 2 games, Torquay didn't really hurt us. They had a 15-minute spell. We created chances. Did we have the cutting edge? No. Today,
similar. Only these boys have hurt us from their set plays. But again, you know, Charlie Penny's got in 2 or 3 times. Basser's got to the byline, should have cut it back with, should have been clever, but he's delayed. I think we had a header in the first half. I think, you know, if you had a person who can take those opportunities, or a proven goal scorer, or a confident player who's been scoring goals like Tyrone was, like Harry was, then it's going to make a difference. I'm not talking about just, you know, excuses. I'm really not. But you can't expect to replace those players with boys who weren't good enough to get in the team previously. You can't expect us to go out there and play free-flowing football and score lots of goals.
So obviously Sunday we've got Forest Green Rovers away, and then we've got a 10-day break. I suppose you can't wait for that, can you? To get them on the training field.
I'm enjoying the games as well. I haven't not enjoyed today. I have, because I think there's been progression. But yeah, it will be good once it settles down, because 4 games in my first 10 days here, without being able to add anything to the squad, with minimal opportunities to train, is like probably unheard of. It's a very awkward situation. It's very difficult. But you know, if we can get something from Forest Green, that will be a massive positive. But then yeah, we've got 10 days, and I think after those 10 days, you'll see a huge improvement.
Excellent, Jody. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
And in the end it got come down to 2 set pieces, and as long as you deal with them and then, you know, you have your play, we could, if we kept it in 0-0, we might have nicked one at the end, but we didn't, and we need to really sort ourselves out, because we can't be conceding 2 goals from set pieces, so hopefully we can work on that and get that sorted.
Subscribe to WingsTV now for HD highlights.